do now. You are now Galactic Sentinels.
That didn't hurt at all.
Tattoo, my dad's gonna kill me.
Don't worry, it will only appear when I activate it.
This is definitely kinky. Picture that. Now we got tattooed teenage alien fighters.
And you're going to fight him.
You want us to fight that thing?
I chose those that could work well together.
We're not even friends. What use could we be?
I don't even take PE.
Certainly don't know how to fight.
You will, when you step on the transo discs.
Which is short for...
Transactional time-space regenerator discs. They will transfer to you all the accumulated skills and...
Tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills, and if you anachronize that, it's TTAFFBH. Anyway, it aired between 1994 and 1995, and it was basically made amidst the Power Rangers craze, which I guess is still sort of going on. Power Rangers are still around, and it was a low-budget TV series about 4 teenagers who were recruited by an alien named Nimbar, who was like a blob of protoplasm, to fight Lord Gorganis's, monsters and robots. And they were deemed or dubbed the Galactic Sentinels. The series most notably starred David L. Lander, who used to star on Laverne and Shirley as Squiggy, who was quite a big TV star back then. He starred as Lord Gorganis, Emperor Gorganis, that is, bird puppet Lechner. Yeah. Fucking sad. As for the 4 young actors who portrayed the Galactic Sentinels, Leslie Dannon's picture isn't even on the IMDb, so that's always a sure sign that they're ashamed of their career. She played Laurie Foster. Richard Nason, who played Gordon Henley, he has a picture on here. I don't know, didn't quite look over his resume. The blonde girl, Kay Jill Sorgan, who played Drew Vincent, she worked in the coffee shop. I think her aunt owned it or some shit, and as we'll see in the series. And the actor Rugg Williams is the only one who really did a lot of stuff. He was in a number of TV series, like In the Heat of the Night. He guest starred on a lot of shows, including Beverly Hills 90210, and he played Swinton Sawyer. But the other actors, from what I've seen, have done a lot of B-movie work, kind of erotic vampire shit, that kind of stuff, The stuff Alyssa Milano did between Who's the Boss and Charmed. Hi, this is DS Jack Summer. This is another edition of The Spectre, and of course, because the world's so fucked up and it's getting me a bit down, and we all need something to laugh about, and there's nothing funnier than mid-90s Power Rangers knockoffs like tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. Yeah, that's the name of a show that actually happened and was made. I showed a little bit of info on it. It's about 4 teenagers who happen to live in Beverly Hills, and it's really genius as far as marketing goes, because at the time, Beverly Hills 90210 was a very popular TV series on Fox, and the Power Rangers was a wildly popular action-adventure sci-fi TV series for children. So, why not combine the two? Which, there's really no logical reason to do that, but there's not too many logical logic and showbiz when it comes right down to it. So the TV series, it ran for presumably about 2 years. It comprised of 40 episodes. It aired from 1994 to 1995. And as I mentioned, it did have a couple of notable actors in it. It was David, what was the guy's name? David Lander? I can't remember his name. It escapes me. So, to look at the back of this thing. See, they don't even want to be credited on the back of this. But the 4 actors who played the Galactic Sentinels, they went on to do pretty much nothing. Some B-movie work. The actor that played Swinton, the African-American actor, and who says there wasn't a black superhero, who made the leap to live action before Black Panther. Anyway, that was a real fucking insult. I just saw Black Panther yesterday. It's pretty good. Liked it. Anyway, but we're not talking about Black Panther. He played Apollo, though. That's the thing. He played Apollo. They all have their different names according to their what astrological sign they most represented, not the one they were born under. So it was like Centaur, Scorpio, Apollo, and all that shit. And they all that shit. And they would fight monsters sent to Earth to defeat Nimbar, which was the blob of protoplasm that recruited the teenagers from Beverly Hills to be Galactic Sentinels. Because if you want integrity and leadership, you go for privileged kids, So they, because they never whine about anything, much less having to fight space monsters. So they got these kids to they recruited them, and without question, they just basically, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll just go through this portal, and the tattoos that you slimed onto her arm, we're gonna, when they light up, we're just gonna come here and do that. Okay, that sounds cool to me. So they just do it without question. And Lord Gorganis, who is sort of a Darth Vader ripoff, who just kind of sits in a throne made of like an office chair with a bunch of junk duct taped to it and tubes and painted black in a thrown together, sort of Death Star throne room. He sends the monsters down and the robots or whatever they are for the Galactic Sentinels to fight. And it does sort of end like Power Rangers, because the Galactic Sentinels will form, all 4 of them will form very, very badly, by the way. Not like Voltron or how the Power Rangers did it, where they form some big robot with their vehicles. They just come together and they form Nitron, which is a knight. It's just some big space knight looking thing. And they defeat whatever, and of course the power, as Nimbar says in the TV series, is finite, but they use it every time, so they use Nitron, and Nitron's helmet and some of his armor looks very kind of similar to Lord Gorganis' armor, if you notice. And I think, as I stated before, Lord Gorganis' puppet bird, which is nothing that came out of Jim Henson's Creature Shop, is voiced by Laverne and Shirley's own Squiggy. He played the character of Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley for years, David Lander, who is a very well-known voice actor. He was a very well-known actor at the time, television actor. And he did, as your career goes on and you get older and stuff like that, and you wind up doing shit like this. And there's a couple other notable actors that are in this show. The guy who does the voice of Nimbar, he played Otho in the Beetlejuice movie, most notably, and he passed away in I think it was 2010 actually. He had kind of a sad end of his life. He retired. He went down to he's actually from Birmingham, Alabama, and where my fiance's from, and he moved back, or he's from that area. He's from some town nearby there, but this is kind of immaterial. But I'm just mentioning it because my fiance's from Birmingham, Alabama. He went there. He bought this beautiful home, Victorian home. It burned down, and he died a couple of years later in his kitchen. He fell and hit his head, so it's really awful. So that's what happened to him, the guy. But that's not what he's known for. And the voice sounded familiar, and when I looked him up on IMDb, he looked, obviously, I was like, that has to be that guy from Beetlejuice. So, anyway, the TV series is just, it's written worse than Saved by the Bell. The acting is awful. It's abominable. There's no question there. I don't. It's and they must have cringed every time they got a script. I'm sure as a young actor, you're happy to get any kind of role. It's an ongoing TV series. I'm sure it was at least a paycheck. I don't know how much of one, but it wasn't even at least the level of fervor that the actors who were in Power Rangers, had, as far as it was popular. It was a big commercial hit. I think this show saw some. They made 40 episodes, so it didn't. I thought there was only like 10, because I vaguely remember it from back then. But having seen that they actually distributed on DVDs. And I hope the actors are getting some residuals for this, for the distribution of this, or wherever it's being put on demand or whatever. But it's so they could save for their retirement. But it was fucking horrible. And the back of the box says 40 episodes of superpowered alien action, and the aliens get to Earth, and the alien monsters get to Earth through portals, and Nimbar is he holds the key to all the portals and stuff like that, and that's how and Lord Gorganis in the beginning of the series gets his hands on it, and is able to send monsters to Earth, because Earth is like the sort of hub of all the portal happenings, where people, or aliens or whatever, it's like the Grand Central Station of portals. So this is so stupid. So that's why all the aliens get sent there, and that's why 4 privileged little snots got to be turned into galactic sentinels. It couldn't be like 4 average kids, middle class kids, poor kids, or anything like that to maybe empower some young kids who don't have it so well, and inspire them a little bit, like some 8-year-old season who, lives in a trailer port or the ghetto somewhere in America. No, it's 4 kids from Beverly Hills who get everything they want anyway, and then hey, let's just give them a bunch of fucking superpowers while we're at it. I don't know, that's how I interpreted it. But it's funny, it's worth a laugh. And it's a thorough piece of shit. So that would be my overall critique of it. And with that said, I think I'm going to transport myself to another fucking galaxy parallel dimension right now, and get the fuck off this planet where Donald Trump is. See you later. That didn't fucking work. Yeah. Tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. I would, if you're high or something, yeah, this is great. This has been another edition of The Spectre. My name is D.S. Yoxheimer. If you like my videos, subscribe. If you have any thoughts about this TV series, or you watched as a kid or whatever, I'd be happy to hear your insights about it. Take care.
promised you we're going to slap the police a little bit around. Second, poor Beverly's have to smell of the French perfume. Oh, wonderful.
Zsa Zsa Mayer? Nimar, I know this isn't right.
And girls, we have to achieve that the jewelry store should be open 24 hours a day. After all, we get much more jewelry in the night than in the daytime. Let's face it, darling.
Oops.